Hi, friends. Welcome to Tori Talks TV. I'm Tori.
And I'm Dr. S.
On this episode, we'll be reviewing Sex Education Season 2. And we're going to talk about some things that we really liked about this season. What a wacky season it was.
A wacky season.
And then we might add some things that maybe we didn't care for about it.
Okay.
All right, but let's start with the good news. So what's something you really liked?
Okay, well, just to kind of set it up for, in case you're not that familiar with the premise, this is season 2. Season 1, we meet Otis and Maeve, and they started like a sex clinic on campus. And this year, after a few episodes, they restart their business. Oh, in addition, Otis's mom is also working.
She's bad for their business.
She is bad for their because she gives free advice.
Mm-hmm.
But what I do love is the education continues. In particular, we learned some very interesting things, like about anal douching.
Yeah.
Like with pictures.
Fetishes.
Mm-hmm. Fetishes.
That condition where your vagina won't open?
Vaginismus.
Ooh, good one.
So I feel like it was, the education continues. Of course, you should do your own research. Don't just rely on what you see in the show.
Right. Totally.
But it does kind of like set the ball rolling for you to ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
And so, so I like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There also were a lot of different couples in this. So what's someone that you really like?
So characters got to develop, which is what I really like. So characters that kind of just got a little bit of like superficial treatment in season 1 got to really develop. So one of my favorites was Jackson and his new friendship with Viv, who starts off as his like tutor and then becomes more like a friend. Like
a really good friend.
And this Jackson really moved me in this season because, he's like under all this pressure to be like a champion swimmer. He has moms who like, especially one mom who pressures him.
Yeah.
So he's always been interesting because his moms are lesbians. And he's Black. His biological mom is Black and his other mom is white.
Right.
And so we learn all these like dynamics of like, who he's trying to please and why she puts him under pressure. And he basically like self-harms himself in order to like end the pressure of like having to like, like please his mom.
Yes.
And that whole storyline like really moved me, and how Viv plays a role in that whole thing too. I really like that.
An unexpected friendship.
It was deeper than I thought sex education was going to go.
Yes. I like this season more. I think, like you said, for just the blossoming of the characters.
Yeah.
And also, I think there's more inclusivity and diversity in this cast. Because we meet more characters.
Yes.
But yes, I will say I've always liked Jackson. That actor is great. That's a wonderful character. It's lots of depths to him. Yes. So what's something else you really liked about it?
So I really liked the character development with Alla. So, last season, it ended with Alla and Otis in a relationship. And this year, they're kind of like not really finding their way as a couple.
Yeah,
it's not
can't
really
get it together.
Out. And then Alla realizes that she has feelings for Lily. And I just really like how their relationship developed. It was very believable. Like, at first I was like, wait a minute, is this kind of like cliche? I'm not sure where it's going to go. But then I liked that Lily was kind of hesitant about the whole thing and like how that kind of like took a season to like develop. So I really like that.
It was a very organic relationship too.
I like Alla more when she realized that she was pansocial. That was also a term that I liked.
Pansexual?
Pansexual?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That was a very good couple. Yeah. Liked them. All right. What's something else you liked about it?
So one of the interesting storylines for me, I didn't think she was going to become a major character at all. But so the headmaster, Groff, his wife, Maureen.
Yes.
So she
love this.
Is trying to get her husband's attention. He hasn't touched her in like 6 years.
Right.
I know.
That's unfortunate.
She seeks the advice of Otis's mom.
Jean.
Jean.
Yep.
I get her name.
Yeah.
And I really liked their friendship and how it developed too. And she winds up like getting a divorce from him. I feel like, season 3 has been announced. And I feel like we're going to learn more about the Groff family in this one.
I hope so.
Because she also kind of mentions like how Headmaster Groff, I forgot his name.
Yeah.
He's so afraid of like losing something that he loves that he can't express that he loves it.
Yeah.
And so I think in season 3 we're going to see a lot more of that family, and I'm looking forward to that.
And hopefully the friendship between her and Jean.
Yes.
Yeah, because she's totally liberated now.
Yeah,
she's like her own person now. And when he just tried to ask her to take him back, and she's like, nope. Gotta go.
Yeah.
See you later.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
Her being like more of a central character.
I didn't. Yeah. A lot. Well, I will tell you, Otis wasn't in a lot of this season.
I didn't really care. I was like,
not
Otis,
as much,
you know, whatever.
But that's what happens when you're renewed for a new season. We can talk about other characters and introduce new ones. And
yes, exactly.
I really appreciated that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure.
So let's talk about something else we liked, which is that love triangle.
Oh my gosh. So anything and everything to do with Eric, I love. Eric is for sure 100% my favorite character in all of Sex Education, season 1 and 2. But he just so he has the first boyfriend of his life in Raheem, who I love. Raheem.
I liked him
Raheem
too.
Is a really good guy, and he, by the way, is the one who teaches everybody about anal douching.
That was pretty good drawings.
He's so open and just
he's French.
Yeah, he's
That's
French.
like so French.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying they're kind of like so.
Yeah, I know.
This is how it is.
He's just like he's just open, and he teaches Eric so much about like being himself. But
Such a good guy.
But then there's Adam. So Adam bullied.
I know.
Eric.
It's weird.
And yet, I know. It's very complicated.
But he,
I don't know.
loves him.
Yeah. I don't know how you, this is one of the strengths of Sex Education, and it gets you to, still push for Eric to, want to, be with Adam, even though Adam bullied him for, their whole childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Tromboner.
Yeah.
Oh,
that is so sad.
But
I know.
It works.
Yeah. No, it did. And they end up together. And
yeah.
I was sad for Raheem, but I want to see, I think I do want to see where this goes a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Raheem was like a filler. I'm sorry. You deserve more than that.
I know. And, Maureen is the one who told Adam, don't be afraid to tell someone that you love them.
Yeah.
Because of what she learned from being with Adam's dad. So that whole Groff family.
Yeah.
They're weird.
They are a little bit weird,
They're weird, but I want to see how weird they can be.
Mm-hmm. All right, what's something else you really liked about this season?
My very, very favorite thing about this season is the whole friendship between Amy and Maeve.
Yeah.
So Amy got sexually assaulted on the bus.
It was so gross.
And so Sex Education is interesting because it's a comedy.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a very serious topic that they really balanced this. It was funny, sad.
Yeah.
She didn't even know that
she's like, what?
She's like, what? And Maeve was
everything's fine.
Dude, you got sexually assaulted.
You have to report this.
No, I didn't. He just jizzed on my jeans.
That's not a big deal.
And then I love how it progressed. She didn't realize how affected she was by the whole thing, and then how she was interacting with her boyfriend. And then my favorite kind of culmination of all that was when all the girls were in detention for slut shaming their sister. That was my
favorite sequence.
Yeah.
Was the girls together.
It was the feminist breakfast club. They were in detention. And it ended in kind of a feminist moment similar to the first season, the It's My Vagina scene, where the women came together and they got on the bus with Amy.
With her, because it's her first time riding the bus again. That got me a little bit emotional. And that was so wonderful. And I'm glad, and like I said, that was my favorite sequence of the whole entire season. Yeah. But the girls coming together. Why does it always get me?
I know, because it's not seen enough on TV.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Empowered women empower women.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
good job.
Thank you.
That's good.
That's Kristen Bell. I cannot take credit for that. All right, well, I just want to mention some things that I was kind of, I'm going to say it, annoyed with about this season. I think the writers, I don't think they were rushed, but if they were, I would understand, because they keep reusing the same, I'm in a relationship now, but I really am thinking about this person, Raheem and Eric, but I'm thinking about Adam. And then even Otis and Allah, but he's thinking about Maeve. And then even she's thinking, I would say it's okay, I get it. Why can't they just be happy? Even his mom and the guy who fixes everything.
To anyone. Oh, and then she kisses his dad.
Yeah. Yeah, so,
you're right.
But it's a lot of jumping in, but one foot in, 1 foot out. And I'm okay, every relationship has to be like that? Why can't there just be a successful relationship? I mean, it ends up and it's fine, but I was just okay. And then also, I don't like that they don't follow through with some of the storylines. So then it's what was the point of it anyway? Maeve getting kicked out of school, but then she comes back to school. And then Adam kind of getting kicked out of school, going to military school, but then he comes back. I'm well, then what was the point of it in the first place? No, I mean, I get it. It's hard to have those characters away on another location.
They gotta
come trying back. To bring it together. Yeah, but then I don't know. It was just a lot of it.
Yeah.
And then he gets fired, but then he's I want my job back. And then his dad is left by Maureen, but he tries to come back. It's just a lot of that. Yeah. I don't know. It seemed overused. A little bit of it would have been fine, but that's my only problem with it.
The only problem? Because I have another problem.
Okay,
that musical?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So Jackson is his hand's broken. So he's going to pursue acting. So we think it's going to be this, serious
Romeo and Juliet
thing.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, it's going to be a musical. I'm like, okay, so it's a musical. Okay,
I could see
have,
that.
Like, kind of like, you know, Baz Luhrmann style.
Yeah.
Cool. No.
It's like some intergalactic vagina
penis hands
heads
interactive, like Blue Man Group. They're in the audience with the hands.
It was an experience to say the least.
Like where did that come from?
It was a little too much.
There's no way also for like reality's sake that the headmaster wouldn't have known a little bit more before opening night that was gonna happen. So that kind of like took me out. That kind of pulled me out of like
I'm glad you brought that up because there is something else I had a little bit of an issue with. Why is this overused? You know how Adam comes in and he confesses his love in front of everybody, and then remember Otis at his party stands up and talks about Maeve and all. It's like a lot of this like audience
open declarations of love.
Yes, and even in the first season they did that. I'm like, okay, like first of all, not realistic. They wouldn't really do that. And second of all, it's cheesy. Yeah, it's a little cheesy.
And maybe just do it one time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, I get it.
They keep repeating. It's very redundant. A lot of their, I don't know, scenes. Yeah,
I get it.
Overall, though, it was a good season, and obviously it was good enough to get a third season, but of course, because Maeve and Otis aren't together. So, of course, that was so smart of them to not put them together, because gotta do another episode, or another season.
I hope that I care.
You hope that you care?
Because I'm not that certain that I want them to be together.
So, yes, but can they just be a little bit? They don't have to work out.
Yeah.
But can there just be a little bit more with them?
Yeah, that's true.
Just for me?
Together. Yeah. Because we had them separately, but not together.
Yeah. And that her neighbor now, like, deleting that voicemail where he confesses his love.
That was kind of a not believable character turn. Because he wasn't a bad guy.
I didn't want him to be a bad guy. And I was like, I was hoping at the last second he wouldn't delete it and he would do the right thing because I wanted to like him.
I'm thinking, like, he's going to delete it. He did delete it. But then he'll tell her.
I hope so.
Because it doesn't seem like him. Like, he seems like a good guy.
Yeah. He really is looking out for her and wants the best for her.
So that was like a selfish moment, but he'll tell her.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't like him.
Yeah. I was excited to see an actor like that who's in a wheelchair, who's paralyzed. Yeah. I want to like him, okay?
Yeah. But overall, I think sex education is something different that we don't get to see.
Yep.
Although there are cliched storylines, like you said.
It doesn't ruin it, though, at all.
It doesn't ruin it.
Not by any means.
And when you think of, like, the other stuff that's on TV right now, like Euphoria, which we reviewed just, a few videos back. I think, like, it's really good to have these different depictions of, like, teenage life. And hopefully, like, amongst all the options that we get, I kind of think of it like each show is like a star. And, like, they make up a constellation of what it's like to be a teenager in the world today. And whatever speaks to you, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, if I had kids who were teenagers today, would I want them to be able to get something out of sex education? Like, probably, like, be open about sex, talk about it. But also see, like, realistic depictions of, like, sex and drugs in Euphoria. Well, I don't know if I want them to watch that. But,
I honestly feel like Euphoria ruined this for me because I compared it to you. I loved Euphoria and I compared this to it a little bit too much, but I shouldn't because this was a comedy actually. It's a teen, like, raunchy rom-com. Yes. And Euphoria is just like, whoa. Yeah. So I shouldn't even compare the two, but I did like sex education. I just think I could have liked it more, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. I think just don't compare, but just look at them as in dialogue with each other.
Right. They're kind of saying the same thing. Yes. Yeah. All right. Well, let us know what you thought of season 2 of Sex Education. And please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.